Well, Brown, probably a very disappointing result for you because in the second half you had so much of possession and so many chances.
Yeah, it was. The first half, I thought it was an even first 20 minutes of the game. As soon as they scored from our slack play, our heads went down a little bit, and I thought at that particular point they could have went on to get he could have maybe got a second goal. But we regrouped at half time. We made a couple of adjustments, and I thought the second half the work rate was really excellent for the players. And as the game wore on, we had to throw different personnel on to try and be a more of attacking threat. And there was always going to be a chance of a breakaway, which Ayr had a few opportunities, but I feel as though our general play, we got into the final third an awful lot more. We created more chances, and I was really disappointed coming off the end of the part that we didn't actually get at least an equaliser out of the game.
Yes, you also have to thank excellent performance today by your keeper, Jamie Barclay, especially in the first half. He had some saves that, in that 20-minute spell where he were slightly on top, where he really kept you in the game.
Well, he's had a difficult time of it, Jamie, of late, and we've changed a couple of things set plays against. We looked a lot more confident and assured in our set when we were defending set plays today, and then in that 20-minute spell you're absolutely bang on. He made some outstanding saves, and for me that was the only really period in the game where Ayr controlled it, and we were lucky, as I said, at that point not to come in 2-0 down. But yeah, he kept us in the game. But then second half, as a team as a whole, we were a lot more confident in our play. We were a lot more assured and moved the ball really well, created opportunities. We just didn't manage to find the net. Obviously missing a penalty is a big thing as well, but these things do happen. So there's positives to take from it, and us as a group, we're having a sticky spell, but I really believe in that group of players that when we turn the corner, and we will in the coming weeks, when we get that win, I've got a feeling that we could go on and pick up a few more points.
It did look like Colin slipped. Colin McMenamin, when he was taking his penalty, slipped.
He just lost his footing, and obviously Greg's went the wrong way, but managed to get it with his feet. So yeah, these are just the wee things when you're having a wee difficult spell. Sometimes these things don't happen, but our group of players have just got to keep believing in that type of second half performance, their work rate, their ethic, and it will turn. It will turn.
I don't want to talk really about penalty kicks or whatever, because there were opportunities you created. You had a lot of the pressure in the second half. But did you think you had a second penalty when Jason Scotland seemed to be fouled just inside the penalty area?
From where I was, it was definitely a claim. From where I was, it was obviously the opposite side of the box. I think Nicky's went into a ball from a challenge from behind. There's definitely been some sort of the ball taken, but whether that's through the player, at first I'm not too sure. We'll see that on the video, but that's now past. My biggest disappointment was with the red card today. I think we were really had an ascendancy, and that punished us. But we're seeing a number of these types of red cards that are going on at this present time, and I think everybody that we've spoken to and everybody that's seen it says it's never a red card. But for one reason or another, they seem to be throwing these red cards about too often. So that was a disappointing part from my perspective.
Well, Ian, 1-0 it ends here, but it looked a bit dodgy nearer the end.
It did, and that was our own fault for not being clinical enough. I'd have taken 1-0 before the game away from home on this surface, but you all saw and all our fantastic away support. So we could have scored 4 or 5 goals in the first half. The game should have been dead and buried. But they had a couple of chances in the second half, including a penalty. But even in the second half, we had a lot of really good chances. How it didn't go in a couple of times is beyond me. And the last 15-20 minutes, the game was so long. They were playing like 5 up and stuff, and we should really have picked them off better than that. But on another day, it could have cost us because we weren't clinical enough. Nothing wrong with the performance. We played a lot of good stuff, and when we got it and passed it at a real quick tempo, and with the pace and the fitness of the team, we looked like winning really, really comfortably. But we won and we took 3 points, and less 7 wins and 3 draws in 10 games. I mean, it's any other year you'd be sitting 8 points ahead in the league. So a great result.
Yes, we've got to say as well that Stenhousemuir's goalkeeper, Jamie Barclay, had an excellent game today. He's saved 4 in the first half, which you thought would have put you well ahead, but brought out some spectacular saves.
Yeah, he did really well. I mean, he made a number of really good saves. From our point of view, there was 3 or 4 of the chances that he shouldn't have got near. We should just have buried them. I mean, I thought Trouts had scored just before half time. I thought it was certain to go burying into the corner, and it just went over the bar. So, but as I say, 3 points again. It's a terrific result.
Probably a little bit of worry for you as well was Brian Gilmer went off there. He seemed to pull up very quickly. Hamstring?
Yeah, well, that's the downside of the game for us. I mean, it mystifies me why Brian Gilmer has come in from stick. Maybe he never played well before I was here, but he's in the form of his life. I mean, he was absolutely outstanding in the first half, and we'll miss him. But it's chances for other people. Hopefully, Peter Murphy and possibly Craig Moore will be back next week. So, but it looks it could be 4 to 6 weeks for Gilly. It looks as if he's strained or pulled his or even torn his hamstring.
Not so good going on to that point. Great performance though again today by your goal scorer as well. That was Ross Caldwell, got the goal in the 9th minute. Great goal, great lay on to him again by John Preston, who worked his socks off as well.
Yeah, I mean, I said in the team talk the basis for I think our successful run as the strikers, how hard they've been working, Moore, Caldwell and Jordan. And they did that today, and we just felt a little tactical change to take Jordan off. Whether that was right, I don't know, but he certainly will be looking to start the game next week again.